Yeah.
This is like low information, blue no matter who, like older housewives who are mad at the world. That's the appeal that Whoopi Goldberg has.
You ever see something so wild you have to pause and ask yourself, is this even real? Because what just happened between Whoopi Goldberg and Elon Musk? It doesn't even feel like real life. This went way beyond drama. We're talking lawsuits, courtroom tears, and a sentence that could literally end someone's career. And the craziest part? It all started with a single joke.
He's gonna hunt you down. He's gonna find out what's going on, and that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
One offhand comment on live TV that set off a chain reaction so intense, it pulled billionaires, networks, sponsors, everybody into the mess. Now I get it. Whoopi's been around forever. She's said wild things before, but this time, she picked the wrong target. Elon Musk doesn't just clap back. He launches a full legal strike. And this time, he did not hold back. You're about to find out how one moment on The View turned into a full-blown public takedown, and why Whoopi might be facing the biggest career crisis she's ever had.
Do you see what Whoopi Goldberg said?
What'd she say?
Whoopi Goldberg said that Biden could arrest all the Republicans and put them in jail.
This isn't just celebrity gossip. This is a bombshell. Let's break it down. It all started with a casual segment on The View, or at least, that's how it appeared at first. But what Whoopi Goldberg said that day would spark one of the most talked about legal showdowns in recent memory. With millions watching, Whoopi didn't just share an opinion, she dropped a bombshell. She openly accused Elon Musk of using his vast fortune and growing influence to manipulate government policies behind the scenes. No sources, no data, just a bold, confident claim, broadcast on national television.
Everybody makes the choice in life. If I have to be concerned that you are upset with me, you're thinking, oh, you and I have a connection. You don't realize there are 10,000 other people who are yelling the same stuff at me.
And just like that, the headlines lit up. Social media exploded with clips of Whoopi's remarks, and major news outlets ran with the story. The narrative spread like wildfire. Elon Musk, tech billionaire turned political puppet master. But there was just one problem. No one could point to a single shred of evidence. Not one document. Not one witness. Nothing. Still, the damage was already done. The clip had gone viral. Millions were sharing it, commenting on it, forming opinions based solely on a 30-second soundbite. And while Whoopi seemed unfazed in the moment, the storm she had kicked up was only beginning to gather strength. But what came next, no one expected. Just days after Whoopi's comments went viral, the silence from Elon Musk shattered, and he didn't respond with a tweet, a quote, or a press conference. He responded with a lawsuit, and not just any lawsuit. This one came with a jaw-dropping price tag, $900 million. Filed by Musk's legal team, the defamation suit pulled no punches. It claimed Whoopi's public accusations had directly impacted Tesla's stock price, sending it into an immediate dip the moment her comments aired. But that wasn't all. The lawsuit argued that her remarks, presented as fact, had the potential to damage Elon's reputation with investors, jeopardize future business deals, and cast a shadow over his growing influence in industries far beyond electric cars. Musk's attorneys didn't mince words. They demanded a full retraction, a public apology, and compensation for financial damages, a bold move that signaled Musk was done playing defense. This wasn't about ego. This was about reputation, billions in market value, and setting a precedent that even celebrities with massive platforms aren't above the consequences of their words. The media, once so quick to run with Whoopi's claims, suddenly found themselves in uncharted territory. A legal firestorm was brewing, and Whoopi Goldberg was standing directly in the path of it. But when she finally appeared in court, things took an unexpected and emotional turn.
I don't think Sonny's dumb, but Whoopi is certainly not the brightest person. And what she just said just doesn't make any sense. It's just like so silly to say. You just need to see how unhinged this kind of thinking is.
When Whoopi Goldberg entered the courtroom, the energy shifted. Gone was the bold, confident host from The View, who casually made claims about one of the world's most powerful men. In her place stood someone visibly shaken, someone who, for the first time since the firestorm began, looked like she understood just how serious things had gotten.
This is like low information, blue no matter who, like older housewives who are mad at the world. That's the appeal that Whoopi Goldberg has.
According to reports from inside the courtroom, Whoopi broke down in tears during the proceedings. Her voice cracked as she admitted she never imagined her words would lead to this level of legal retaliation. She apologized for the fallout, saying she respected Elon Musk's success and didn't intend to cause harm. But even as the tears flowed, one thing was clear. She wasn't backing down entirely. Whoopi stood by her broader concerns, the influence of billionaires in politics, insisting her comments were more about raising questions than making accusations.
Does Whoopi have children?
No idea.
It's interesting too, like really politically motivated older women who don't have children.
Yeah.
They're very specific. Like you can kind of guess the way they think.
But Musk's legal team wasn't buying it. They argued that Whoopi didn't frame her statements as concerns or speculation. She stated them as fact, with no qualifiers and no disclaimers. And that, they said, made this a textbook case of defamation, not protected free speech. What made the moment so powerful wasn't just the courtroom tension, it was the unraveling of a narrative. A media figure who had once owned the conversation was now being forced to defend every word she'd said. Her influence, once a shield, had become a liability. And for the first time in years, Whoopi Goldberg wasn't controlling the story.
Not really making the world a better place.
Right.
You're just allowing these financial institutions to enact control over corporations. And it's a really shifty, weird way they're doing it by making it seem like they're trying to make the world a better, more equal place.
But if she thought public sympathy would save her, she was about to face a whole new level of scrutiny from someone who never holds back. While the media danced around the fallout and Whoopi's fans rushed to her defense, Joe Rogan didn't flinch. On his podcast, he went straight for the jugular. Rogan called out Whoopi's courtroom breakdown, labeling it too little, too late. He wasn't swayed by the tears, the apology, or the carefully crafted statements. To him, it was just another case of a celebrity trying to dodge accountability after unleashing chaos. And in typical Rogan fashion, he didn't sugarcoat a thing.
So yesterday, Elon Musk took his son X to a press conference. I did not name the child. And I don't want to hear any more mess about our names, okay?
He blasted Whoopi for using her platform on The View, a show watched by millions, to make unverified, dangerous claims, all without a shred of evidence. Rogan argued that it wasn't just reckless, it was irresponsible. He warned that when people with massive audiences spread misinformation as if it's the truth, the fallout can be massive, and sometimes irreversible.
He's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on. And that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
Then he turned his fire on The View itself, questioning how a national talk show allowed such a serious accusation to go unchecked. Where was the pushback? He asked. Where was the basic demand for proof? To Rogan, the show wasn't fostering discussion. It was fueling narratives. And that, he said, was a bigger problem than Whoopi herself. But Rogan wasn't done yet. He raised a chilling question. If someone like Whoopi could casually accuse someone like Musk on national TV with zero consequences, what's stopping others from doing the same? And what happens when the wrong person decides to fight back?
Do you see what Whoopi Goldberg said?
What'd she say?
Whoopi Goldberg said that Biden could arrest all the Republicans and put them in jail.
Because Elon Musk wasn't just fighting for himself, he was setting a legal example. Joe Rogan didn't just criticize Whoopi, he lit up the entire conversation around what it means to have a platform in today's media landscape. In his view, this wasn't just a slip-up or a misunderstanding. This was a blatant case of someone with influence saying whatever they wanted, and only facing the consequences when things spiraled out of control. He made one thing crystal clear. This wasn't about censorship, it was about accountability. Rogan pointed out the hypocrisy he sees in Hollywood and mainstream media. The same people who constantly preach about truth, fact-checking, and responsibility are often the ones who cry foul the moment they're held to those same standards.
To do what they want to do is engage in an argument and try to win. And it's not really about having an open mind and listening to what this person has to say and trying to figure out whether or not it resonates with you. Instead, they're just trying to win, and trying to win in this weird, sound-bitey way.
Whoopi didn't just make a reckless claim. She delivered it with the authority of someone who assumed she'd never be challenged. That, he said, is the real danger. In his eyes, the free speech argument doesn't hold up here, because freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom from consequences. And when a celebrity speaks as if they're reporting fact, especially on a show watched by millions, they cross a line from opinion into something far more serious.
This is right after she was saying, we are run by ABC News. You should trust us, not Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. So she
What?
by saying we should trust them because they're double-checked by ABC News, and then making the stupid statement.
Rogan wasn't just calling for accountability for Whoopi. He was asking a bigger question. Should media figures, celebrities, and influencers be held to the same standards as journalists? And if they aren't, what's stopping anyone from using their fame to destroy someone's reputation with just one sentence? That's the line Musk was drawing in the sand, and he wasn't backing down. But as Rogan peeled back the layers, he pointed to an even bigger culprit behind the chaos: the media itself.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself.
Joe Rogan didn't stop with Whoopi. He zoomed out and zeroed in on a much larger target, the mainstream media machine that gave her words so much power in the first place. According to Rogan, the moment Whoopi made her accusation, major outlets jumped on the story, not to question it, but to amplify it. Instead of investigating whether her claims had any truth, networks and news sites ran the headline as if it were fact. No pushback, no context, just blind momentum driven by clicks, outrage, and narrative. And that, Rogan said, is the real issue. He accused the media of prioritizing agendas over accuracy, especially when the story fits a larger narrative. In this case, the demonization of billionaires and tech moguls like Elon Musk. Rogan argued that had the roles been reversed, if a conservative figure had made unproven claims about a liberal icon, the media would have demanded receipts. They would have dissected every word. But because Whoopi's comments aligned with the media's broader tone, they let it slide, or worse, encouraged it. He called this behavior not just dishonest, but dangerous. In Rogan's eyes, media outlets no longer care about informing the public. Their goal is to push a message, and if the truth gets sacrificed along the way, so be it. He even went further, saying the media's defense of Whoopi, even after Musk filed his lawsuit, showed exactly how far they were willing to go to protect their own. The most shocking part? Even as Elon's legal team laid out evidence and dissected the damage done, many outlets continued to side with Whoopi, framing her as the victim and Musk as the aggressor. To Rogan, this was proof that the media isn't just complicit, it's actively shaping false realities. And in this case, that reality could cost someone nearly $1 billion. But if Whoopi thought walking it back would make this all go away, her next move only made it worse. As public pressure mounted and the lawsuit gained steam, Whoopi Goldberg tried to walk it all back, but by then, the damage was done. In a last-ditch effort to defuse the situation, she claimed that her original comment about Elon Musk was just a joke, a throwaway line, misunderstood, taken out of context. But almost no one was buying it, especially Joe Rogan. On his podcast, Rogan dismantled her excuse piece by piece. He pointed out that there was nothing remotely humorous about her tone when she made the statement. No sarcasm, no laughter, no sign she was kidding. She had delivered her words seriously, during a discussion on political influence, not during a comedy skit or lighthearted moment. And if it really had been a joke? Rogan asked. Why the breakdown in court? Why the public apology? Why scramble to soften the narrative after Musk responded? To Rogan, the answer was obvious. Whoopi panicked. She saw the legal hammer coming down and tried to play the victim. But it was too late. The court of public opinion had already shifted, and Elon wasn't in the mood for forgiveness. Things only got worse when Whoopi's co-hosts rushed to her defense. Joy Behar claimed the comments were misinterpreted. Sunny Hostin hinted that Musk's lawsuit was just a scare tactic. But none of it held weight. Not against the clip, not against the lawsuit, and not against the cold facts Musk's legal team had presented. Rogan called the entire cleanup attempt phony, a weak scramble to dodge accountability wrapped in emotional spin. He warned that this was the new media playbook. Say something reckless, And when you get caught, claim it was satire, a joke, or taken out of context. But this time, no one was laughing. And as Rogan peeled back the layers, he pointed to a deeper pattern, one that showed this wasn't just a one-time mistake. By now, it was clear this wasn't just about one comment. As Joe Rogan pointed out, this wasn't Whoopi Goldberg's first time stirring up backlash, and definitely not the first time she tried to dodge the consequences afterward. Rogan reminded listeners of Whoopi's long track record of controversial remarks, moments where she made sweeping statements, faced public outrage, and then backpedaled with vague explanations or emotional appeals. Time after time, she leaned on the same excuse, misunderstood, taken out of context, meant as a joke. And each time, the media helped her sweep it under the rug. But Rogan wasn't having it. He argued that Whoopi had become too comfortable operating without accountability, protected by fame, media connections, and a loyal audience. In his words, she was used to saying whatever she wanted and never really answering for it. But this time, the stakes were different. This wasn't about a slip-up on live TV. This was a legal battle with a billionaire who had the resources and determination to follow through. And Rogan wasn't just talking about Whoopi. He warned that this behavior was becoming common among public figures who think their platforms give them immunity. The bigger the following, the less they think the rules apply. But the Musk lawsuit? That was a wake-up call. Whoopi's history showed a clear pattern. Bold claim, public backlash, emotional defense, media protection, repeat. And Rogan made it clear that pattern couldn't continue forever, because when words carry weight and platforms reach millions, there comes a point when apologies aren't enough. And now, with Musk pushing forward and Rogan still speaking out, the story wasn't over. It was just getting started. The courtroom drama might still be unfolding, but one thing is already certain. This case is bigger than just Whoopi Goldberg and Elon Musk. It's about the power of words, the responsibility of influence, and the growing divide between free speech and accountability. Elon Musk isn't just suing for defamation. He's sending a message. Public figures aren't untouchable, and unchecked claims, especially from media giants, can have real consequences. Joe Rogan, never one to stay silent, has amplified that message to millions, forcing a conversation that most networks would rather avoid. And as the lawsuit moves forward, it's exposing fault lines that run deep through Hollywood, mainstream media, and influencer culture. Should celebrities be held to journalistic standards when they speak on serious topics? Should platforms like The View face consequences for broadcasting unverified claims to massive audiences? Because in a world where opinions are often treated as facts, and facts are treated as optional, someone was bound to fight back. This time, it's Musk. Next time, it could be anyone. So, what do you think? Is this about free speech? Or is it finally time for the media to face the same level of scrutiny they put on everyone else? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns of the biggest celebrity showdowns, scandals, and legal drama, make sure to subscribe, because this story, it's far from over.